make sure that your first 5 to 10 seconds of your whatever you're doing on YouTube is engaging. Don't start off with anything that's going to be slow or anything like that, because people will tune off and click off.
Marketing 101. I'm here with my man Kola. Kola is the marketing manager at a prestigious television and film company. How you doing, Kola?
I'm doing very well. How are you, sir?
Very good, very good.
Good stuff.
So, like, literally for the people, just want some advice about marketing. So, obviously, you're an expert in marketing in TV and obviously social media as well.
Yep, try to be.
So, like, my thing is, like, how long have you been in marketing?
So I've been in marketing 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
4 years in marketing.
Cool. Obviously, with TV marketing and TV advertising, like how do you start the process in getting eyeballs, attention to like the companies that you work for? Like how do you get like audience attention?
So whenever a station launches, so for instance, the station that we're at now, when it launched, there's 2 prongs. So first thing is awareness, second thing is engagement. So when I think about my marketing strategy, I think about what first we're trying to aim to do. So if we're trying to create awareness, then we want people just to know about us. In order to do that, I'll probably do a lot of print and offline outdoor marketing. Depending on our target audience, I would look for areas that share the same demographic as our target audience and deploy my marketing efforts around those areas, because those are the people that we're trying to attract to the channel, or create awareness of the channel too. So once I've done that and it's been successful, in terms of we know that people now know about us, the second prong is engagement. Now, how do you get people engaged? For me, how you get people engaged is through content. The content that you create, who is it for? How do the consumer consume it? How do they consume your content? How do they consume content in general? And then you move your marketing efforts towards that. So for instance, the company that we're working for, we do a lot of movies, we do a lot of series that's targeted at the younger generation. How do the younger generation consume information? Mostly through digital, mostly through mobile. So then you move your marketing efforts onto something around the digital spectrum of things, Facebook, Instagram. Also, your web page, it will have to be mobile responsive and stuff like that, because the young people nowadays, everyone is smartphone savvy. So if once they hear about you or they get something on their phone, they're going to click on their little bit.ly link, which is what we tend to use as well. Bit.lys are very important. A little bit.ly link that's going to take them to your web page. Now you want to make sure your web page is mobile responsive, so it's easy for them to navigate through the page and see all the information they need. On the web page and all those kind of things, you'll have more information about kind of content that's attracted and tailored towards them. And after that, you can start creating bespoke campaigns. So if you have something that is new, fresh, and it's coming, and it's targeted towards a certain group, whether it be men, women, young, old, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Caribbeans, then you look for areas, or I'd say social media platforms where those groups congregate, or the arena where they share information, and plump yourself in there and share your information to them to say, this is what we have for you. So that's the 2 prongs for me: awareness and engagement. And after that, it's conversion. So how do you then convert those people into whatever you want them to be, whether advertisers, subscribers, whatever. And then you look at different strategies and how to do that. But those are the first 2 prongs for myself.
Okay, cool. That's really good. Also, Colin, in terms of like television advertising, like how do you monitor your audience? Like how do you gauge like who's the right audience, and like also their viewing habits? How do you measure that?
So there's certain systems in place. So if you're a channel in the UK and you're on Barb, which is British broadcast regulating sort of service in the UK. I can't remember the full meaning now.
So many acronyms.
So many acronyms. But yeah, if you're on Barb, you'd get a lot of data. You get a lot of metadata.
Yeah.
On your audience, so the age range of people that are watching the channel, when they are watching, how they are watching, and also what they also watch. So, for instance, we might find a group of people who like watching a particular series, but they also like watching Holby City or Casualty, or so you start to look at their their viewing behavior, and then you would look at that audience and try and group those audiences together, and then tailor packages or tailor programs towards them, whoever your highest viewers are. So we've got, let's say, for each group, whether it be housewives with children, stay-at-home moms, 16 to 34-year-olds, or the older generation, you would look, wherever the content is tailored to, you would look for those groups and their viewing habits on the channel, and then push your promos or push your adverts around the times that they are watching. So just to give you a perfect example, let's say between 10 and 3 p.m. on the channel, we don't expect 16 to 34s or 34s to 45s to be watching. Why? Because they're mostly going to be at work. So who do we expect to be watching at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m? We expect, the older generation, 45 plus, housewives with children, single moms, those stay-at-home mums, that sort of thing, to be watching that sort of content. So we think, okay, so we'll then gear our promos to other content that we have that is tailored towards that audience, and put those promos within that segment, because we know that's who's watching at that time. There'll be absolutely no point us pushing, the programs and the movies that are for the older, for the younger generation, because they won't be viewing around that time. So when they are viewing, which will start from, say, about 7 p.m. when they come back from work, and they want to watch their favourite series or movie at 9 p.m, we'll push those promos in between those times there, because that's more, that's their segment that they view, where they view the most.
Okay, cool. Also, in terms of social media marketing, particularly YouTube and Instagram, what 3 bits of advice have you got for each of those platforms? You do a lot of YouTube?
Yeah, we do YouTube.
And Instagram as well?
Yeah, we do Instagram.
So just 3 pieces of advice for YouTube and for Instagram. What would you say?
3 pieces of advice?
Yeah.
For what?
Let's start for YouTube, to build your audience on YouTube in terms of what would you do in terms of the content, in terms of the frequency, all of that?
I'd say with YouTube branding, make sure your branding is good, clean, fresh, something that's inviting. Make sure that your first 5 to 10 seconds of your whatever you're doing on YouTube is engaging. Don't start off with anything that's going to be slow or anything like that, because people will tune off and click off from the get-go. Give them something that they're going to be more interested to know more about. That's what I'd say for YouTube, because YouTube is all about views, and it's all about information, and people going to be informed. Instagram is very different. Instagram is more about it's just more about engagement, viewing eyes. For Instagram, I'd say tailored posts, so hashtags. Whoever you're trying to attract, whoever you're trying to engage with, think about the hashtags that they use. Think about algorithms. If you're into football, there's no point in doing a hashtag for cricket. So you're gonna do things around football. You're gonna say Tottenham. You're gonna say kick. You're gonna say soccer. You're gonna say Umbro. You're gonna use things that are related to football and hashtags that are most relative to football to draw more attention to your social media.
Nice. Great advice, Collar.
Yeah.
Alright, can I ask you?
Put me on the spot.
Cool's got to put you on the spot. This is the daily vlog, no, take away all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? Just get proper advice from proper people. So, anyway, Collar. So, where can the people find you online?
So yeah, you can find me online on my social Instagram, my social media pages. It's Collington Jones, which is my nickname is a big story behind that. My grandmother, God rest her soul, and my friends, and combination that came up with the name. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Kola Oluwole. So
You can spell that.
Kola. Oluwole is Oluwole. So yeah, Google me.
Kola, thanks very much for
No
that.
worries,
Appreciate that. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and
Flipside blog taking over. Yeah.
and I'll see you on the channel for some more reviews and interviews with experts like Kola. Peace.
Peace.